So like there are four maladaptive attachment styles. And the first one is the secure attachment style. And the secure attachment style is when the parent has actually had a balanced relationship with their child. They are responsive to their child. They acknowledge their child's emotions. And this actually leads the child to be, secure and stable. The dismissive avoidant attachment style. And then with this particular attachment style, the parent dismissed the children's feelings. So if the child cries, the parent might be like, stop crying, boy, or boys don't cry. Or like, whatever the child is doing, the parent just automatically dismiss the child. And so as an adult, when they grow up in their adult years, they become, dismissive with people, to where they and with the child, they pretty much learn to dismiss their own feelings. So they dismiss their own feelings because the parent dismissed their feelings. And so these are people who are like, as they grow up, they grow up to be a little bit more colder with people, and they don't express themselves because that's a reflection of how their parent was with them, because their parent dismissed their feelings. It's like, okay, your feelings don't matter. Shut up, be quiet, stop crying. And if that's done on a regular basis, that will cause the child to grow up with a dismissive attachment style in their adulthood years, and also their adult years as well, if it's not addressed or they don't seek help. One is the fearful avoidant attachment style, and with this style, this is a reflection of how if the child was abandoned intentionally or not intentionally, so if the child was abandoned as a child, then they're going to grow up, and not feel secure in relationships, or not want to get close in relationships because they feel that they're going to get rejected. And so they're kind of like not want to be, close to anyone because they feel like they're going to get rejected or the person is going to leave them in a relationship. Also, I can give you another practical example. Okay, one of the kids I work with at the elementary school right now, one of his traumas right now, and he shared with me that he said his mom is in jail. He shared that with me, and he just broke down crying. And so the thing I told him, I said, well, I don't want you to resent your mother. I said, you're going to have to let your emotions out. I said, because if not, your anger is going to fester, it's going to build, and you're going to be struggling with your anger just because you're upset with your mom who went to jail and no telling how long she's going to be there. And so what I've been working with him as far as different interventions, trying to help him identify and express his emotions. I actually just saw him today, and he said that he was watching the football game yesterday, and then one of the girls had sang a song. And he said that he got really emotional when he heard the song. He said it made him think of his mom. I said, well, what about the song made you emotional? He said, he said, I don't know, it's just what she was saying. He asked me if I saw it, but I didn't see it. So I was not able to, identify what song he was talking about. But he said that song had made him emotional because his mother wasn't here with him. And then I just said, well, just make sure you keep on acknowledging your emotions. I gave him a journal to write in his emotions in as well, so he can journal his emotions, because his father is dismissive of his feelings. So his father is not open to talking with his son about his mother incarceration. And so at least he have outlet at the school. So he's not going to have, so he has a chance of not forming a maladaptive behavior because he's actually releasing his emotions instead of keeping them bottled in. He's able to cry at school. He's able to cry with me. He's able to cry with the school counselor, so he's able to release his emotions to eliminate maladaptive behavior from forming. The fourth one is ambivalent or anxious preoccupied attachment.
Ambivalent? Say that one more time.
Ambivalent. A-M, B as in boy, I as in ice, V as in Victor, A-L-E-N-T.
Okay.
And then it's also known as an anxious preoccupied attachment as well.
You said an anxious, preoccupied.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see, Lawrence has gotten that in the comments. Thank you. Because that was a huge mouthful right there, Keith. That was a huge mouthful. Okay. So as Lawrence put that last fourth one up, yeah, go ahead and explain to us,
Thank you, Lawrence.
what is that? Because I know this is who I used to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because now I want to say I am the first attachment style now, y'all. Okay.
Secure.
So,
Yes.
yes, I'm a little secure. It's over here. But go ahead, Keith. I'm not gonna keep you. Go ahead. Keep it moving. Sorry.
Okay, so this attachment style forms when the parenting style is inconsistent. So one day the parent might be okay, they might, acknowledge the child's feelings and their emotions, and then the very next day they don't acknowledge it. And then so this is a consistent pattern. And so the child will feel like their needs are getting met. So they're becoming anxious because they're wanting more of what they had the previous day, but they're not getting it this day because it's inconsistent. And so so with that will cause the child to kind of be like confused, like, okay, what's going on? And then as a result, it can cause the child to respond in inappropriate ways with their relationships, and taking inappropriate offers. And that can be anything from promiscuity, like it can be someone who become addicted to drugs. It can be it festers in many different ways. But mainly it's because when they become they struggle, they want that intimacy into where they're seeking it from anybody who just give it to them. They'll take it at the drop of a dime from anyone.
Yes, that growing up, for me, I can say that this attachment style, plays heavily on who I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And as I mean, we don't want to discredit, our guardians and our
Right.
parents who have raised us, and that's for anybody.
Right.
Because some people can only train up their children based on what they have been accustomed to.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have to forgive our guardians, the people who has raised us, our
Mm-hmm.
parents, for the things that they just didn't know.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Not saying that they didn't want to know. It's just they was never exposed to some of those things to be able to train up their child that was fit for the society that we're living in now, right? Mm-hmm. So that being said, so I want to make sure that I say that humbly, because I embrace some of those yearning for affection and attention from men, because mm-hmm. I thought I needed to be.
Really, it is generation, because the pattern will keep on repeating until it's actually addressed, actually. And that's how you actually break the generational curse, is actually identifying the problem and then learning to address it.
Wow.